Hello, my name is Lori Bradley. I am the environmental planner for the Alpine County Park project. On March 8, 2021, a notice of preparation of a draft environmental impact report, also known as an EIR, was published for the Alpine County Park project. This presentation is a companion to the notice of preparation to solicit input about what should be covered in the EIR. The deadline to provide comments is April 7, 2021. Here's a roadmap to explain what will be covered in this presentation. We are going to talk about the project site, project description, the regulations that apply to the project, environmental analysis, areas of focus for the analysis, the schedule of the environmental analysis, and how to provide comments on what should be included in the EIR. First, we will cover information about the project site and location. On February 27, 2019, the County Board of Supervisors directed the Department of Parks and Recreation to purchase a 98-acre property in Alpine. The intent of the acquisition was to use a portion of the land to develop an active-use park, which would be the first county park in the Alpine community. The remainder of the land would stay as open space. The project is located in the unincorporated community of Alpine. Specifically, the project is located approximately 1 mile southwest of the intersection of South Grade Road and Alpine Boulevard, and approximately 1.1 miles from the intersection of South Grade Road and Tavern Road. Here is a closer look at the project site. The map on the screen shows the property location, which is adjacent to an existing open space area that is known as Wrights Field. Understanding that the Alpine Park property is part of a larger open space area, DPR worked with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and California Department of Fish and Wildlife to locate the park adjacent to existing development. In line with standard preserve design guidelines, the park was sited on the eastern portion of the property adjacent to South Grade Road. Locating the park in this location has several benefits, including 1. Minimizing impacts to sensitive species known to occur on site, 2. Allowing the open space portion of the county property to be adjacent to Wrights Field, which maximizes the contiguous open space area, and 3. Reducing indirect biological impacts by retaining a large block of contiguous habitat. Next, we will discuss the project description, which includes the amenities and features that are proposed to be included on Alpine Park. The park area is proposed to be approximately 25 acres and to include a mixture of passive and active amenities. Proposed passive amenities include trails, equestrian staging area, community garden, dog park, reservable picnic areas, and game table plaza. Active amenities are proposed to include basketball and pickleball courts, nature play area, playgrounds, baseball field, multi-purpose lawn areas, an all-wheel area, and a bike skills area. In addition to the passive and active park features, there are several other proposed components of the project, which include a ranger and staff office, a multi-purpose room adjacent or attached to the ranger station, a volunteer pad, and 2 restrooms. Infrastructure will be required to serve the proposed park. It is anticipated that infrastructure components will include parking areas, including parking in the north for equestrians and general parking areas, photovoltaic carports to provide power to the park, electric vehicle charging stations, a landscape berm along South Grade Road, permeable surface areas where feasible, and basins to capture stormwater runoff. Additionally, infrastructure components will include traffic safety measures such as stop signs at appropriate locations. The park will require a water supply. Currently, DPR is analyzing 2 potential options, including municipal water and groundwater. Similarly, DPR is currently analyzing 2 potential options to address wastewater, including on-site septic and extension of the existing wastewater sewer line to connect to the project site. Now, we will move on to providing context for the regulatory requirements for the project. The project will comply with all applicable environmental laws and statutes, including the county's Multiple Species Conservation Program, also known as the MSCP, the National Environmental Policy Act, the Federal Endangered Species Act, the California Endangered Species Act, and the California Environmental Quality Act, also known as CEQA. This is the regulation that will be the focus of this presentation. A CEQA initial study was prepared to determine what the appropriate CEQA document for this project would be to analyze any potential project impacts. As part of that process, several technical studies were initiated. These include a cultural resources survey, a noise analysis, a local mobility analysis, including traffic safety, a visual resources analysis, air quality and greenhouse gas analysis, and a biological resources study. As part of the biological resources study, several focus surveys for sensitive plant and animal species were conducted. These include surveys for the San Diego fairy shrimp, special status plants, burrowing owl, California gnatcatcher, special status bats, Hermes copper butterfly, and Kino checker spot butterfly. Only the Kino checker spot butterfly and Engelmann oaks were observed on site. However, the project has been designed to avoid impacts to Engelmann oaks and minimize impacts to the Kino checker spot butterfly. The project site is located within the Metro Lakeside Hamul segment of the MSCP. Within the Metro Lakeside Hamul segment, the project area is designated as Pre-Approved Mitigation Area. Pre-Approved Mitigation Areas require that we consider additional preserve design criteria. The project will be consistent with the MSCP project and preserve design criteria, and mitigation for project impacts will be consistent with the Biological Mitigation Ordinance. Next, we will discuss the areas of focus for the Environmental Impact Report. The EIR will analyze the project for potential environmental effects in the following issue areas: aesthetics, air quality, biological resources, cultural resources, geology and soils, greenhouse gas emissions, hazards and hazardous materials, hydrology and water quality, land use and planning, population and housing, public services, recreation, transportation and traffic, utilities and service systems, wildfire, and other potential impacts identified during this NOP process. Next, we will discuss the proposed timeline for the environmental analysis. The CEQA Notice of Preparation review period began on March 8, 2021 and ends on April 7, 2021. The next step is preparation of the draft EIR, which we expect to be completed in late spring or summer of this year. We anticipate that the draft EIR will be available for public review in late summer of this year. Upon completion of the EIR public review, DPR will review and prepare responses to comments received, which will be included in the final EIR. Along with the responses to comment, DPR will prepare a mitigation monitoring and reporting program in fall of this year. We anticipate EIR certification will occur in winter or spring of 2022. The project description, location, and possible environmental effects of the proposed project can be viewed and downloaded on our website using the web address on the screen. Lastly, I will cover how you can get involved and provide comments as part of the EIR scoping process. DPR is soliciting your input on which environmental issue areas should be analyzed in the EIR. Comments or suggestions should be specific about what should be covered in the EIR, not general comments about the project. If you would like to provide comments on the scope and content of the EIR, please send comments to the address you see on the screen. Comments can also be emailed to the email address on the screen. Please include Alpine County Park in the email subject line. All comments must be in writing. Again, please limit comments to specific details of what should be analyzed in the EIR. If you have any questions about the project or notice of preparation, please contact me, Lori Bradley, using the contact information on the screen. That concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time.